Happy Sunday, Rogues, and welcome into Championship Sunday of the Rogue Company Championship Series. We have got 3 best-of-5s for you here today, culminating in one team being crowned the RCCS champion here in spring in Atlanta, Georgia. All the teams have come to land, and we have whittled it down to just a few teams remaining. My name's Dolson. Soka's with me, and we had a long, competitive day of Rogue Company yesterday. It all comes down to this. And we start our day with maybe the most anticipated matchup of the event, Right-Hand versus Black Turtle. So much drama to be had here throughout the day.
And I love you, dude, but I hate to correct you. It's actually Black Hand and Right Turtle.
What did I say? Right Hand and Black Turtle?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But
you should correct me.
But yeah, this is without a doubt the #1 most anticipated matchup, especially for us here on the desk. And I know, of course, everybody at home. These are 2 of the only undefeated teams here at the RCCS. They have constantly been those top dominating teams, and it's just been absolutely insane watching them play, especially when we saw yesterday for a moment. Yep. We thought Black Hand was going to fall to Aerial Rise, and they managed to pull it out, of course, at the very last second, being able to hold on to their undefeated streak as they head into today. And remember, we had an interview with Fragout, and they said that should have never even happened. Even though they won, Fragout still said they were disappointed in how they played.
Yep. So right hand versus left hand. Just kidding. I got it right this time. Right Turtle versus Black Hand. So let's talk a little bit about Right Turtle, because this seems like a fan favorite squad coming into this event, right? I mean, so much personality on this team. Feels like a team really anchored down by Prosper Logic. MS and Drew have been able to step up in the necessary moments. Matching up against Black Hand, who do you think needs to be the guy here for Right Turtle today?
Honestly, I got to say it's got to be Drew. Drew's got to step up in a major way. Not saying that he hasn't. I mean, Don't get me wrong. They're the youngest competitor in LAN here today at the RCCS. But we need to see them really come out with their headshots, because they are tremendous by being that wild card. They are very good at being able to come in clutch. So they're really going to need that clutch factor to come in today, because we've already seen Prosper and MS. Who can forget MS? Headshots only headshots. We know what they're capable of. They're consistent. So now we just need to see that come through from Drew as well.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You got to step up and you got to make big plays, especially when you're going up against maybe the tournament favorites in Black Hand over on the other side. But we've talked a lot about Right Turtle this week. Who kind of anchors this team down? Prosper Logic has been a name that you've heard a whole lot, and you'll hear a little bit more from him right now in the pregame interview.
Hey guys, I'm joined with Prosper Logic, the captain of Right Turtle. And guys, I mean, this is the first day of the 3rd day. Are you excited to get into this? Are you prepared? What was last night like preparing for today?
Yes, sir, absolutely. Can't wait to get in the games, man. Put on a show for everybody at home. Do what has to be done, bring it home for EU. Last night we watched the VODs back. Just chilled out a bit at the same time. Make sure we slept well. I was making sure Drew's in bed early. But yeah, just really excited to get going, man.
Well, that kind of feeds into my next question, because I've on the desk and on the cast always said you're like the father of this team. You've got the most experience from LAN, most experience with just playing competitively. Do you feel like that is the role? Always looking over them with the DMR, always making sure they're okay as they go for these wacky plays. Is that the kind of like relationship and rapport you have with the team?
Absolutely, especially when I was sitting in the middle and I was like looking at their screens on my left and right, because I'm like calling out for Drew and stuff, and yeah, I had a different jersey on too, and yeah, definitely watch over them, make sure help them trade out.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, if MS keep going like he's doing, then I'm a proud father. I'll tell you that, I'm a proud father.
Absolutely. So we've seen you be undefeated so far here. Which team has been your toughest, and do you feel like Black Hand today is going to be your toughest yet?
I think Black Hand are going to put on, it's going to be a tight game. We're going to come out on top, but yeah, definitely going to be a good couple rounds, couple maps. And yeah, Nash team played really well also. Okay. And even the console guys, they played, they put on a really good fight. So yeah, respect to everybody who played against, and respect to everyone we're going to play against.
I love that. Well, we're excited to see you get into it. We're excited for a very, very contested matchup between you guys and Black Hand. So we'll throw back to the desk so they can break it down even further before we get into it.
Prosper Logic feeling confident going into this matchup. Those changed the jersey. It was Flashpoint all week long. Now rocking the RCCS jersey. The father of that team, maybe self-described or described by us here on the desk. At Soka, the matchup for them, though, Black Hand, potentially the favorites going into this tournament, and for good reason. This is a squad, Gronky, Delana, and Fragout, that has won events in the past, right? And so do you look at Black Hand in this matchup as the team to beat?
100%. And I even said in day number 1, this team has a target on their back. Every single team is going to come out gunning for this squad. They're going to be gunning for Blvk, and I can tell you why. Simply because they have been so dominant. But the only thing going in today that might really set them back is the fact that they tripped on themselves yesterday against RCCS. They kind of stumbled upon their own play style, and that was the first time we saw it unfold. One of the things we talked about all weekend long here at the RCCS is their play style. Their tight pack assembly, being able to move across the map in unison, but they tripped on themselves yesterday, so that could potentially throw a wrench into their plans today. The only hope, I think, going into this one for Right Turtle is really hoping that whatever mishaps that Blvk yesterday replicates itself here today.
Right, you're hoping that Blvk stumbles a bit. A squad that loves to play close-knit, very close together. Prosper's known for his nades. Maybe that's something that can lean towards Right Turtle. Also worth mentioning, these are best of 5s all throughout the rest of the day here today. So we will get 3 games at least, whereas all up to this point have been just best of 3s. Canals, Wanted, Arena, and Meltdown all banned out. That'll start us over on Palace. And Atsoka, do you think the dynamic of a match really changes, best of 3 versus best of 5? I feel like it really tests consistency when you extend out the set a little bit further.
100%. And again, this is coming from my own competitive background, is that when you have these elongated maps going from the best of 3 to the best of 5, and even in some circumstances best of 7s, it really tests your mental fortitude, it tests your endurance, it tests your stamina, because what some people don't realize is that it really is mentally draining to constantly have to play over and over again all weekend long, and eventually it does take a toll. So at the end of the day, when it comes to Championship Sunday, you're either going to be sick on the sticks or you're going to be numb in the thumbs.
That's right. You've had a long weekend up to this point. You're probably feeling refreshed if you're the players right now. Nice night of sleep. You get in here 11 a.m. Eastern time. But you've got a long day of Rogue Company ahead if you're able to make a run. Game number 1 in this best of 5 anticipated matchup, kicking off with Heartbreaker.
Yeah, Heartbreaker and GK here. And what are we seeing right away? A mirror matchup, GK, here in this opening match of day 3. One of the most anticipated series. One of the ones that you're thinking we might see a rematch of in the grand finals, perhaps, depending on how the lower bracket runs. But, oh, I'm excited for this one.
Oh, I'm excited too. And this is a matchup we've seen many, many times before, right? In history's past, we've seen these teams play before a lot, but not on LAN, right? This is a serious, serious matchup.
Yeah, and with this, I mean, they talked about the different things on the desk, and I want to know your thoughts, but it's going to come down for Right Turtle. Can Drew step up? Drew's been a little quiet this weekend. We know what he's capable of. I mean, definitely no shots at him because he was a star at the last lane. That's why he's on these teams. That's why he's getting the respect that he gets, but he's been a little quiet this weekend.
He has been. I think there's been some issues with adjusting to LAN and whatnot, but he said he's feeling good today. I saw him on before he got on the bus today.
I talked to him. He was
really good. Blvk now pushing B though. Did you see that strat they had there?
Oh, look at it. He can see him right there on the roof. He's going to hit the dagger though. Yes, he is. That's the opening Drew needs. Able to land that dagger in this opening round. They're going to potentially secure that kill because that is the Dahlia up top. He wants to get this nade. Let's see if he times it appropriately. Not going to make it, and that's going to give him the opportunity to get back into this one if they get that res. But pressure's on. These players are close. They hear it. The res is going off. They're in the smoke. Syntax comes in, but it's Frag out who ends up hitting that dagger. Chiming back takes Drew out of it, and it's going to be Prosper who drops down to get that trade kill back and try to make it a 2 versus 2.
Delana firing shots off there. MS stuck in the middle pit. This is actually crazy for Right Turtle right now. Whereas they thought they were going to win that round in the 3v2 bomb down, they haven't played fast enough, and they've allowed a res, which is super, super unfortunate.
Yeah, with this Glimpse being able to move around here, it's going to be a little bit different, especially where that bomb is planted. It's technically behind that half wall, and the attacking team is on the high ground. Can they see over the top? But this is flank, and they're just letting the time run out. That bomb's gone off, and it will be Blvk to take the pistol round after the first kill went the way of Right Turtle after a beautiful dagger.
What have I witnessed there? They got the first pick, Right Turtle. They hit the Ronin about 90 health on her way out from planting, and they didn't secure that. That nade that Drew threw to finish the kill did not go anywhere near, and it seems to have lost in the round. It shouldn't have. His teammates should have done way more. MS came with that flank from middle, and it just wasn't effective enough. And Blvk are going to take that very first important round.
Yeah, and basically we saw the opening pick came to a Ronin dagger from one side. And then when they got back up, the next kill went in the opposite direction from a Ronin dagger. So, you know, we're seeing those come out in full force just in that first round. Now it is Blackhand here taking a slow approach. Everybody's crouched here at the middle, just trying to gain that information. And now we get to see, can Right Turtle bounce back? You know, they had a good, but look, they're actually doubling up here in middle. So this could be a big battle happening right here, but they have made themselves known.
I think it's one of those things where both enemy teammates think that they haven't been seen, right? But they're really just standing opposite each other. The glimpse gets way too close. MS is messing around with them there, isn't he?
Oh, that dagger went to the zip line. That was a beautifully placed Ronin dagger. He said, oh, he's going to fall back. He's going to straight for that zip, but it's going to be Delena who opens things up on the other side of the map. Blackhand Delena taking down Prosper Logic, again, the father figure of that team. So now he's just going to have to sit back and try to guide the squad from spectator mode.
Well, maybe the kids have learned enough to, you know, handle their own at this point. What I'll say is it's amazing to see Delena on Glimpse right now. It's not a rogue he's played a lot this weekend.
That was well done there, forcing him off that corner, not letting Delena stay. And now up top's been spotted by Emes. And they're both in the same spot. Both Emes and Drew trying to approach from the backside here of the site. And it's tough. They're dealing some damage, but you have to break through, and that's the difficult part because they're a player up. They can always be watching both sides of this, but Drew gets the opening pick there with that Ronin dagger, immediately traded out by Gronky, and Frag out there to finish that kill, leaving Emes all on his own in a 1 versus 2, and he's already been brought down to 36, and it is going to be Gronky who closes that out with an Executioner.
This is going to be one of those maps where Glimpse is going to absolutely dominate, right? As soon as the bomb gets down, or even prior to getting the bomb down, you don't know where she is, and there's such wide lanes here. Ooh, Right Turtle are going to have to stop that bomb plant if they really want to get some rounds here, because Delena's just going to keep moving, ducking and weaving, and even if you kill his teammates, he'll be in a position that he can stop you from defusing the bomb, go invisible, and you just won't be able to get it off. So without intel on the map as well, this is going to be really tough.
We saw that right there, right? We had two there in middle for Right Turtle. The other player, Drew's over towards that B bomb side, I believe, and so A was wide open, and that's what allowed that flame. That's what allowed that kill to come through from the Glimpse, who maneuvered their way around the site. Exactly like you said, it played out in that round, and Drew is going to continue to be this lone player over towards B, and it looks like he is going to need to come up big in this one because the two players are laying back and waiting to see when they can break in.
And I think that's the adjustment, right, is leaving Drew by himself at B now, and they're going to put Prosper wide on A and MS in middle. And that way, the Glimpse has the intel in the middle of the map, and the Prosper with the Dahlia is allowed to watch a lane by himself on A.
And that bomb is moving away there. As you see, Frag out has decided, you know what, we haven't gotten anything handed to us. We got no intel. And that's a great job by the team so far. As you can see, Right Turtle is giving nothing, right? I mean, Drew's not showing himself at B. Prosper's playing far back over on the A-bomb side, and then Emes holding middle. They're just trying to get information. They're not handing anything over. They're not going to play you aggressively right now. They're down 2 rounds. They don't have to go for any hero plays yet. They can bounce back, and so they are playing very passively. 40 seconds left, and neither team has made a move, but it looks like we're going to see that happening right now as Blackhand makes their way over towards that B-bomb site.
And what they've done here is, by playing so slowly, they've made sure that someone is on each bomb site, and now they can 3-stack safely without running into too many players. You know, all lanes are covered by this defense, but that means they can solo out a single player, and Drew will go down on Plat because he has no teammates anywhere near him.
No, and that was a tough one because he saw the player running across, but it was the Glimpse. As soon as he got over the wall, they went invisible, and then he lost them again. He's focused on that, doesn't know where they're at, and the other player takes that bait, just says, hey, you pulled the attention, I'm going to come up and go big, and that's going to be Frag. And now Delena looking up top, able to take down Emes that with an LMP as well at that range. Very well done. It is a weapon.
Right
oh, yes.
That was a rivalry fight.
That's the battle we expect to see a lot of.
And that was an ego chow from Delena there. He really didn't need to chow that. He went uninvisible and still won that trade.
Jumped on the wall and said, hey, I see you up there.
He didn't need to do it as well, but he wanted to do it.
But look at him. They're all smiles, you know, except for Frag out. You know, he's a pretty stoic guy when it comes to the gameplay. But Gronk and Delena, they're going with it. And we're going to go for a listen in with them right now.
That ass, bro. My hands are freezing too, bro.
Frag, I wasn't freezing today, bro. I brought the sweats out.
So
That's not even my legs that are cold, though. Nah, it was my legs that was just being
creep up the middle again. Delena, stay away from us.
Yo, get it later.
You should have just picked it back up. Go pick it up right now. Hide yourself in the door, go pick it up, and bring it to me. I just saw Glimpse wide left. I just saw Glimpse wide left. I swear I saw like a little fucking glimpse. I swear to God.
I'm looking at
Gronk,
the
come on. Okay, let's. If I see, come on, let's go B. Let's go B.
Yeah,
Come on.
he is.
Let's go.
And Prosper.
Let's
Prosper,
go.
let's go.
Let's go B.
Let's go B quick. And take their side.
Ignore them.
Take their side.
Look for Ronin. I don't know where she's at.
Could be ratting in
She's
any
right here in front of me.
Where? Keep pushing it together. Frag you the link if you get knifed. It's all good.
Little hurt. She thirsted. Knifed. Good job. Go plant the other side map. We know they're on our side. We know our side B, so go A.
Play it slow.
They're both there.
I'm low.
I got one.
He's no link.
No link. You gotta go.
I'm going. One. Let's go. Good
shit, man.
Good shit, boys.
Let's go.
Some good comms are. I mean, just when the bomb was dropped, how specific it was. It wasn't just go back and get the bomb. It's don't be seen, go get in the bomb. He went very meticulously, very slowly back. And then them spotting that glimpse tore that round open. The aggression there, I thought when Drew got that first kill that it might slow it down. They had the link, and I said, oh, okay, he finishes it. And I go, oh, he still got the dagger. Throws it, doesn't have the time to make a blow up.
And it was unlike Drew to miss a dagger like that.
Yeah.
That was,
I don't even know if he had time though, right? He gets it, he doesn't even get his gun back out. So you know that's tough.
Hit that, right? In that situation, that's all he can do. But what I really appreciate there is the time that Blackhand took. Right? They slowed it down, and he said, "Yo, bring me the bomb." Like you said, don't get seen. And in doing that, they're forcing the defense to show themselves and show their hand. Watching the flanks from the back means they can then make a play. There's two flanking us. Let's go single out Drew. Potentially frag out,
Take the numbers game.
But by making him go too aggressive, they've guaranteed a kill. A kill on him means it's a 2v2, and then they can get the bomb down or pinch the enemies. So well played by Blackhand, just absolutely dominating that round and enforcing every single play there.
Which, you know, what's really interesting, you know, they said, oh, we're cold, hands are cold, whatever, but they're playing hot, right?
Yeah,
like, if this is them cold, GK, I don't want to know what them warmed up is because they are dominating one of the best teams here right now. 4-0 is the lead, and that is not looking good for Right Turtle. I mean, it is not at all.
4-0, this is the pinnacle point, right? You need this round as Right Turtle. And as my EU boys, right, I do want it for them, but Blackhand are playing so well.
Right Turtle keeps getting the wrong call. Blackhand is being so slow. And look, now they've stacked 2 towards B, and this is the round that they go A. I mean, the mind games here, just the ability to outmaneuver Right Turtle. Blackhand is dominating that game.
It's just, it is an attack-sided map because it's so wide in its lanes, and like they're doing, they're not showing themselves, and then they're all three hitting one side of the map. So I would, Right Turtle maybe have to just guess and just stack something and go for the retake on a flank. But what they're doing right now is not working out.
I think you will
Good dagger gets it, but Drew's already peeked out that side. He's able to take down that dagger there. That bounce back. You see how quickly that HP was coming back. That did nothing, and it's going to be Delano with that flank as Glimpse taking down Drew. Prosper trades in, but he mess drops as well, and Prosper needs to come up big. And with that invisibility, 16 HP doesn't matter. You can't see me.
The movement on Delano there, right? He got hit 80, and I thought he might at least get traded out, or nope, he just goes invisible. He dodges, ducks, and weaves, and he still lives. This is Delana's map right here. Frag out calling beautiful calls. Gronky the glue in the middle, as we can see. This team is looking fierce.
They are. And you know, you heard in the other round we had to listen, and it was Delana, stay away from us, because his job is to go around and make those plays, to not be seen, so they never know where is the glimpse, right? If you give them that information, they can make the safe plays. They can know, okay, we don't have to worry about flank. That's the thing you want to do. Keep your opponents guessing, and Blackhand is doing such a good job with that. They play so slow. They're all grouped up, just looking, will somebody rotate? Will we catch somebody pushing through? What's happening? Always separated to watch what they say. As we see right here, they're all posted up as if they're the defense. They're looking for any sort of aggression because they know when a team is down 5-0, they make mistakes. They're looking for that moment, that hero play, and this is what they decided to do. They are stacking 3 players towards B.
And this is what I actually did suggest, right? Because either way, they're losing the battle. When they split up, the bomb's going down, and the lanes get reduced as they rotate to the bomb site, and it's not working. So they might as well just
go to high risk, high reward.
Right, goofy gamble, right? To see if it works out. Yeah,
the goofy gamble, the high risk, high reward, goofy gamble. I like, coin that, GK. I like that.
I can't say I did steal it. I did steal it.
Oh, okay, okay. You got to be honest with the broadcast, and we're even though we keep hitting these low timers, right? There's only 50 seconds left. They haven't even pushed a site yet. They've done so well at closing them out as soon as they get there anyway. And at this point, I'm wondering if this is a fake being sold. I feel like this is potentially a fake, and it's going to keep those players here. Because Delena's on his way out. Blackhand is hitting the opposite bomb site as we see right now. Blackhand is literally getting that bomb down, and all 3 players for Right Turtle are on the opposite side of the map.
And that bomb's gone down without even a smoke needed, right? He just run up onto the bomb.
Only one used was for the fake.
For the fake, right? I just love how Blackhand are respecting every single round. Normally teams troll this round and just go for a push, and they don't mind, you know, if they lose a round. They probably thought they deserve to lose one round. No, Blackhand are win. They take control of every single round, and look at this. This is so unbelievable. Delena's not afraid to take a 2v1 and just goes invisible after he gets his finish and knock. Prosper looking for something that he will not find.
HP's coming back. He knows he has a pistol. He's popping out of it. You had to see that one coming, and that is going to be a 6-0 here for Blackhand. We said that they were a team that had a target on their back, and right now nobody is hitting that target when it comes to Right Turtle. I mean, they are being decimated. They finally said, let's take a chance. Let's just stack a site. They picked the wrong site, and it just so happens that's the round that, you know, maybe they would have rotated. But they do a fake on the site. Blackhand is in their heads right now.
And you know the call is they're smoking my way. They're gonna plant. And then you make your teammates rotate, but what else are you going to call it? The only smoke played after 45 seconds of a round, you have to call it, and you have to play off it, right?
And one of the things I loved about that is, you know, in the previous round when they had taken that A-bomb site, they kind of went up on the rooftops, had played back, they changed it up on that one. As you saw, Gronky was actually right there on the site. You had somebody watching the far left side, and I believe that was Frag Out, and then, of course, Delena's just there for the rotation. And even though it was 2, they had 2 players. He used that fountain to give himself a 1v1 right there in the middle, blocked out the player on the left. He wins the 1v1, catching the glimpse off guard, and then is just able to go invisible. At first he wasn't. I thought, oh, he's getting cheeky. He didn't even pop his invis. He's just going to go for this rate too. He got knocked down to about 15 HP and said, maybe I should. Maybe I should.
Let's not forget, he took the second fight with a pistol.
Yes.
He has so much confidence that he just peeked that whole time, knowing that that middle pillar would save him from being shot from Prosper. Gets the kill, like you said. So much confidence on Delena today, and it's scary.
It is, because Emas is known for being a super confident player as well. And is this shaking his confidence, you know? Because right now it's looking very unlikely that they take this map. I mean, you're down to 6-0. If they bring this back, this might be the craziest comeback in Rogue Company history. I mean, this is absolutely insane as we get here into round number 7. The potential for a 7-0 in this match is something nobody would have called if you did play the lottery, because you have just a mind that is different choosing these sorts of things. And it looks like they have managed to take that B bomb site. No bomb down yet, and all 3 players for the defense are actually coming in from middle. Prosper Logic able to take down Delena. That is significant damage, forcing him off, and Frag Out's able to chime back in with that, but I think another res might be coming in. No, they are able to finish that 2 versus 2. They haven't managed to get that res. That is an aggressive play from Emas, and they never got to plant. They've chosen to just take these fights, and now it's a very, very tough spot here for Prosper, who's been knocked down, and these shots are just hitting him again and again, and they will punch him out for a 7-0 in map number 1.
The second whitewash of the weekend is in the winners final. Now that is going to knock the confidence off of Right Turtle, because you see Frag Out standing up with a 0 in his hand, and so deserved to do that, really. No rounds won from a winners final. I don't think you'll ever see something like this.
No, I mean, these 2 teams were undoubtedly the best teams in this event thus far, and the idea that one of them just 7-0'd the other, you don't expect that. Nobody makes it to this point in the event and gets 7-0'd because they're so high caliber, right? They're so talented that expecting something like that, I'm mind blown. Like, that can't happen. Wait, he just took a picture. Frag Out just lifted up his phone and took a picture of them 7-0ing them. I mean, that is just tough.
I mean, it's all about the ego, right? You deserve it after such a great game, and I just feel so bad for Right Turtle. They are such great players. We've been talking about this all weekend. The level of skill between players is very, very similar. So for that to happen, you are just basically finding out the other team is far more coordinated. The plays they're calling are far better than ours. We actually couldn't even do anything, even though our gun skill is good enough. Like, that's crazy to me.
Well, so as you said, they are those high caliber players. You expect these big things out of them, but one thing we can also expect is that they can bounce back. We know, for instance, that they have, and we'll see tons of these plays coming out from the side of Blackhand, and if this continues into map 2, it is going to be a quick series, I will tell you that. But the point that I'm making is they can bounce back. They do have veteran leadership with Prosper. He's been in these situations before. He's won world championships. You don't do that by not being able to come back from a deficit, right? So yes, they lost really poorly, but if they can bounce back, they can. Now, that's a tough one to shake off, but I have faith that we can get a competitive game. If it's not going to be another 7-0, I will say it right now. It will not be another 7-0.
I agree on that prediction, but my prediction I'm going to make here is that when they're going to bounce back, is in the grand finals. I think they've already joined the losers bracket after that game. I can't see how such a young team as well.
Look
right,
at this.
They're going to be heavily affected. Look at those scores. I mean,
Emes at the bottom.
Emes with 0 kills. Like, that is crazy to me. The man had so much confidence coming into this game. Oh, for him to get 0 kills, I mean, that literally puts him out of MVP contention. That can't be something you're doing in a winners finals. Come on, Emes, step it up.
When you look at the damage for the other side, Blackhand, 1,300 basically across the board. I mean, they were even. You didn't have to just go, oh, Delana, go out and get these frags or anything like that. It was as a unit. They were going around. They were getting the right picks. Gronky matching his teammates, filling in very well, and that was a team effort. A 7-0, you might normally expect one player's dominating. They're just going off.
Right.
They didn't need that. Every player stepped up in that situation, and that helped Blackhand just destroy Right Turtle. And at this point, they have these little things because they used to be cute hamsters and whatnot, like, oh, a hamster versus a turtle, which one is better? Well, right now, the hamster's living large.
I mean, it is a faster animal at the very least, right? You would think Right Turtle has a bit more protection.
Slow
on its back.
start for the turtle?
Yeah, okay. And that feeds into what I'm saying. I think we're going to see them face off again in the grand finals because they just got absolutely destroyed.
Oh, we're going to be taking a look at the maps here. We're moving into lockdown. We've had some amazing lockdown matches so far, but we've also seen that sniper for frag out on this map, and that is going to be tough to beat.
I mean, I would say Fixer should be banned if Right Turtle really want an opportunity at taking a round on this map. We have to say things like that now, right? Because we've seen a 0 on the board. So I would say a Fixer ban or Lancer ban. So this is going to be tough, right? Fixer, Lancer, Ronan, three big rogues to... There it is.
This map yesterday, when we saw Right Turtle on it, was a little shaky. Drew was getting caught off guard a lot. He was looking out towards middle, kept getting shot in the back. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous that after getting 7-0, you go to a map that you haven't looked exceptionally good on.
Yep.
If you're Right Turtle. I mean, that has to make you a little nervous. Like, yesterday, it was not looking great. And now you're going to it again after that. It's a best of 5, so even if you lose this one too, you can still come back. But that requires a big, big, big reverse sweep.
It does, and... thinking about it now, Fragout and Gronky have played this map together for the last year and a half type thing, right? They know so many plays on here, and something like that is going to really affect the competition between these two teams. It's experience versus raw skill now, and I don't know.
Look like we might get some slightly different picks here. I mean,
know,
they're hovering the Dima, you know?
It is lockdown. Dima's so effective at breaching the site, and the EMPs, right? You just throw it, you throw the EMP at the attacking side, and suddenly they have to halt, and they're revealed.
And you get exactly, so it's like, oh, we're not going to, why would we use a Seeker bow right here? EMP, we'll just reveal that. And the idea, of course, if they have a glimpse, or perhaps if they're trying to make any sort of quick play, you EMP, you're going to get the reveal, they're going to slow down, they can't use their abilities to break through if they're like a chalk or something like that. So the EMPs are powerful. We have seen the Dima pop up quite a few times this weekend, and it's kind of wild because just a couple months ago, nobody was playing Dima.
And that is because of the upgrades, right? And I shout out those upgrades. The reveal from the utility is so effective,
good,
right?
so
yeah,
good.
it is great. And the EMPs have become so effective these days as well.
Because you need them,
right? Glimpses on the map, so that's going to be huge. Hitting a Dahlia before she's trying to get a res as well, so frustrating.
There's no secret here, but that is the way you have to take on a secret because you're not beating her outright. So you put that shield back away, hold this EMP. Not going to come out in this one, but we have a very aggressive comp coming out for Right Turtle. You have the chalk that's going to be able to break through. They are linked. And then, of course, a glimpse that can kind of make those plays get through. It's going to be an interesting one. The Ronin on the other side for the dagger, there's no intel, so not really going to be able to put that passive to great use. And that plant is already happening here as Drew pushes towards the site. We'll get that bomb down. Cover coming in from Red, from Prosper.
Wow.
And then Drew ends up falling to that Dima ult. So bombs down. But now the man advantage is in favor of Blackhand.
And that Dima ult was a prediction Dima ult. It wouldn't have actually killed him if he stayed on the bomb. It was for where he was running away. So smart from Fragout.
And look at this. They want to force the numbers advantage fights. You know, they know somebody's out there in the middle. They know that they're alone here on the platform. It's going to be Prosper. He has no help. He's run out of bullets. And now they've even jumped up in the box. They're a pillar. They're able to take him down 3 versus 1. And that is just the glimpse who remains. And now Emes is capable. He lands the first one. He's able to take him down. And that is not the link. However, if he does get the Ronin, that's where that link comes in. But you always know, in a glimpse situation like this, all they have to do is stay alive. Not going to matter. There's the dagger.
Oh, that was so close. If he had managed to get out, Emes could have maybe clutched it up. And I was actually going to say, just before that round got underway, is that I thought Right Turtle had a stronger comp. right? They have the glimpse, which means Emes can go play outside and do what he wants. But what they underestimated was that Blackhand aren't going to just let you plant. Even though you let them plant, they're just not going to do that. And Prosper can't hold every single angle, and he definitely can't stop a Dima ult. And here it is, the prediction ult, like, he should have probably stayed where he was, but instead he ran.
Even then, I don't know. That was
He
close.
ran straight into it and got hit 150. Like, that is unfortunate, right?
Yeah, I think that's one where you essentially, I don't know if you still had the chalk ult. You crack it, you get in that corner and you pray. You pray that somebody's going to be able to watch over you. But that's a tough one. They do get the bomb plant. We may see some weapons coming out, so we get to see something a little more competitive, and they can play those post plans correctly. And while you say the glimpse is great for going for those lurk players going around, it's also for those types of situations. When that bomb is down and you're at glimpse, if you can just buy time, just force them to get somebody on the bomb, give you the 1v1 with whoever's watching over them, you take them down, you get the next. So definitely a lot of ways to approach this as a glimpse, and once again, they're okay with giving up the site. He's playing a little bit further up, not as tucked away in the corner in case they go for that D-Maul. He might be able to just force that fight, but it's going to be Emes watching outside who opens up on Delana, but at this point, not that big of a deal because they're going for the res, but Drew's actually pushed up and he doesn't know that they're right there in the door, and a second grenade comes in, and that is going to be the Simtex to remove 2 players and leave the Dahlia all on her lonesome, and Gronky can't stand up to that.
Finally, Heartbreaker. Right Turtle has finally earned a round after 9 rounds of gameplay. I mean, that is mental. And that was a great round for them, you know. Emes holding the outside, understanding that Blackhand are going to adjust their play. I think Prosper was holding the back with a grenade this time. Like you said, Drew adjusted where he planted. So they are doing the right things. I think they have warmed up, and now they are in this game. This is exactly how you should be playing Lockdown.
Love that Simtex. That was a huge, huge Simtex. And sometimes all you need is one, right? All you need to do is get that round and go, okay, we're back. We're back. We've won a round. Yeah, it took till the 9th one. We've already lost the map in that time, but we got one. Okay, no 7-0s this time. Still could get a 7-1, but I don't think it's going to happen. Let's see what they can do now. And to counter it, what have we seen? A massive change from the defense. Blackhand getting very aggressive, pushing up here towards that pillar. I spotted one already towards red, as well as the person still locked outside towards spawn. Oh, Delana has the overextended.
This is going to pinch Right Turtle here. Drew's stuck by himself. The Dahlia can't help him, like I said before. Emes getting shots, but it's just far too late. They've gone back to the strategy of 2-1, and Emes is pushing in from middle without the right effectiveness. It's just not going to work out for them. This strategy is not how they should be doing it. They're trying to 2v3 inside, and Blackhand knows that. And so what they're doing is they're forcing the aggression, and the communication issues between Right Turtle means that Drew got stuck on red by himself and instantly killed. It's not what we expect from a top-tier team.
No, I mean, they seem to be playing trying to approach a different way, and again, that might be because of that 7-0. You know, they're just really trying to shake it up. What do we do wrong? What can we try differently? Right. But it's being countered. Blackhand is just really coming back with the answer almost each and every time. I mean, Drew was all to his lonesome over there in red, and he needed to come up with the kill there on to Delana. Is unable to do it, and now it's all on Emes. He has to come up here. It's a 1v2. He's down to 25 seconds on the clock. The bomb is dropped. He has to be able to get over there and get that. Might be able to invis to it. But these are the types of players who just have a knack for knowing, right? You go invisible, they're more likely to hit you than I am.
They are, yes. And the thing is, they're not going to let it happen.
Oh, they're so close together.
They're sitting on top of each other.
You will not find your one-on-one. You are going to have to beat them.
I didn't realize that first because they were literally in each other. And, you know, that's why.
Fight harder
it's such an interesting tactic. And you know, Gronky has said he has no utility. There's no utility left on the actual map. So you can just sit on each other. And that's something that Gronky really brings to the table, is counting the utility on the enemy team's hand, and playing off of that and saying they have no more flashes, they have no more grenades, we can do this, that, and the other. And that's why you'll always see them stacking on each other, is because they have that information.
They can't get cleared out. So at that point, hip to hip, right? Play together. Force that. You have the numbers advantage, 2 versus 1. Don't give him the 1v1. He can't clear you out with utility, as you said. And that's the type of communication. That's the type of information that is paramount at this level. Knowing what can they do to stop what we want to do. Do they have a flash? Do they have a nade? Do they have a smoke? Where do we need to position ourselves based on that information? If they have nothing, well then hip to hip, stand next to me, take this fight together. 2-1 now in favor of Blackhand. Right Turtle need to continue to be able to chime back in with some of their own each and every time this happens. We haven't spotted at this point, and again, they're hip to hip because why? They have a trophy there. Who cares if they got utils still? And this one could see that Dima ult coming in. We see he's in the corner, and he is ready for it.
Dima ult the left, and he's going to kill the bomb planter, and that's my prediction here, if he was to stay there.
Oh, here comes that plane. Did he get out of position, though? It might change up if he gets out of position. Oh, they're trying to bait
it out. I like that. Trophy. Come on, Prosper. We all know that there's a trophy there.
I even thought he was going to try to shoot the nade and make it blow up early. They're trying to get in it.
And there you go. The Dima ult on the left. That's exactly as I said, right?
That's tough, and they just go extremely aggressive, just taking out Prosper. They get the res right back up for the drop, so that doesn't matter anymore. Big flashbang, well, can they do anything with it? It's going to be a 1 versus 1 now. Emes going up, and he'll get him back on the board.
Let's go, Emes. Stand up. Stand up. Get your team hyped up.
You need that energy.
We need that energy in this series. That's what we needed to see from Right Turtle right there. Not giving up. They lost the first man after getting the bomb down, but the teammates were there to clutch up as Blvk overextended and tried to get the finish. We're gonna have a listen in here with Right Turtle though. Let's have a listen.
It was a little bit too late.
Yeah, we just all lane, and it's good.
Nice shots on them when I flashed all 3.
Yeah. That was a huge flash.
Yeah, use
I got beamed through the flash.
Yeah. They get full aim assist. I haven't actually got my res right now.
Boom, boom, boom.
They're in here.
Yeah,
no one's res, no one's res. They D-me EMP'd. Only D-man and Ronan. Ronan's on a flat, Ronan's on a flat. Leave, Drew. We're leaving.
Open the door.
I know, but I'm dead anyway. I'm 1 HP. Like, I had to leave. Are they aping Drew?
Jima is on me.
Yeah.
Jima, one.
Darlin's 1 on Drew.
Jima dead.
They're both here. One's on the head glitch. They're both there. One on the door, one on the head glitch.
Okay, I'm going top tower. Wait.
Groggy's. They're both on the head glitch. Both of them.
Yeah, I can send takes and make them low.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Half.
I'm watching. Oh no, MS.
I'm one. Oh, he's on top.
Wait, really? Is he on top still?
Yeah. And Ronin is there.
They're not gonna ping me. Oh, he's here? Oh my god, I thought he was above me.
That's gonna hurt the bottom line.
Oh, you know what really threw that round for me? Was the missed call. That they're both there, throw the nade, try to get them. I thought the nade was actually a little deep, so I was a little thrown off there. But even then, when he only got the marker on 1, I was like, he's not there. You're about to push as soon as he's climbing over that wall. And I thought that's a great play. You get behind the half wall, if they try to push you, Prosper's looking over you, but the player was on the high ground over on his right, takes him down, and that just threw a wrench into that round.
I gotta agree, Heartbreaker, and maybe the call wasn't so incorrect. I'm sure he was there at one point, and Emes probably thought, okay, I didn't hit 2 people with that 7x. He's probably just on the 3 peak just behind him. So I'm going to push up, and then he gets killed from top, and that's so demoralizing because it is Prosper's fault for the wrong call, and it is Drew's fault for just pushing up and dying once again.
Well, I think he tried to escape. He realized that he was, like, he got to that half wall and thought, okay, I have the cover. I don't know that he expected that there was going to be 2 players immediately coming out. He tried to stand up when his HP was coming back, too little, too late. And now Fragat's outside, and he's punishing them. Gets that, but they do get the res back. He's unable to finish that kill, but the bomb is still dropped, right? You go down, the bomb gets dropped regardless. He's revealed, dagger's going out, but he starts to take damage. He's unable to shoot it.
And look at that. Selena throws a dagger, but goes to help Gronky instantly with that fight, and they're so well coordinated. Drew needs to stop planting the bomb. It's not something that he should be doing. He's a lurker. He's a fragger. Stop making him get in the fire line and let him start firing.
He's chalk, you know. He's kind of just trying to fulfill that role. Who else are going to have to do it? Prosper. He's the link, you know. And the idea, of course, not only you're the chalk, so you're supposed to plan, but you're also linked. So then if you do get knocked, they piggyback out, which happened, but then he got knocked again because he's stuck on site.
And it's so frustrating for Drew because he just wants to fight. So I think you're right. He's the right rogue to be planting. It's just the wrong player to be doing it.
Yes, it's putting him in a frustrating position, right? We can sit here and go, oh, Drew's not playing very well, but he's doing what he's supposed to do. They're just punishing him for it, you know? Like, you're forced to go on the site. You have to eat a Dima ult. They pick you back up. Now you're stuck on site. You have a dagger on your left. You don't know what to do. Gronky here's about to get a kill onto Emes, and there it goes. Down to a 1v3. It's Prosper once again, left alone, and he's going to get taken out immediately. So, here we go. Into the first half, 4-2.
It is better for Right Turtle here. They have got a couple rounds this time, but in terms of total rounds, Blvk are on straight 11 rounds, right, in 2 games already. it's tough.
11-2 round count, 2 maps.
2, like it's just so strong. And the thing is, I was speaking to these guys last night, and they were saying, you know, we're both really talented teams in terms of skill, but Blackhand was saying that we've been here before, we've been together so much, we know each other like the back of our hands, we know what we want to do, and that's why they thought they had the edge, and it's clearly proving the case now.
I think we're seeing that the adjustments are way better for Blackhand. I mean, just the difference in how they're approaching, even the defensive side. You know, I always talk about it's the pacing, it's the changing things up, keeping them on their toes. And right now, I don't think it's not even keeping them on their toes. Their feet aren't even on the ground for Right Turtle. I mean, they can't get a footing in this game. I mean, the 2 rounds they got, they were scattered. It's not even like they went back to back. You know, they got something figured out. It's been rough for them. And after that first map, they looked a little defeated the last time they were on camera. Drew wiping his eyes, maybe just trying to get refreshed, just figure things out. And they have changed it up, right? They did change up their composition. No more chalk. Of course, they don't have to plant. So it's like, get me off of that. I'm sure he's just like, let me play something different. Now we get to see what can he do with the dagger.
Yes, and hopefully he gets a few kills, gets his confidence up. As we saw, he was leaning back on his chair. He was unhappy with it.
Get some WD-40 on that chair, too. It got a little squeak to it.
Yeah, it did have a little had a little experience to it. That
yeah,
chair,
yeah,
right?
no, a veteran chair, if you will.
Right. And I do have to mention, I think he did misplay that Chak thing. He should have just waited and got some help, and that round would have been
chalk
really,
for
really
Delana
crucial.
right here, GK. He's already pushed up. They're not slowing down at all. Speaking of a chalk, we're going to see how Delano plays that, and they don't have the Dima to get him when he goes on the corner. They're not even playing to the bomb yet. They're feeling so confident. They're taking full spawn control. Gonna fight Drew. 2 versus 1, and now they say, oh, you know what? Finish that up. 3 versus 1.
Punches.
There's a knockout. They have full spawn control, but they're kind of locked in.
They are pinched, but Blackhand loves this. They're just going to play. They're going to go left. They're going to go right. They're going to find out who's going to show themselves first, and then they're going to just 3v1 here.
That's what I say. They're going to do it as 3.
Yep.
And
there you
actually,
go.
they managed to have
They're
frag out,
so
swap to the
good.
left side. He's going to give them that cover as they cross, and they have now managed to make their way back to site essentially for free. A little bit of damage right there, but Prosper can't force that fight.
It's just so poetic right now from Blackhand. Everything you think they should be doing right, they're doing that and more, right? And this is what the finals is all about. Winners finals is it has to be perfect. It's not just go with the flow and try and get some kills. No, these guys are combing absolutely everything and doing it to perfection.
This is a hard one to break. I mean, with that bomb plant, they're not going away either, right? Delanda's playing close. You have somebody back on plat, and then they're being watched over from right here. So depending on where they try to attack from, everything is covered. They can fight together. Again, 2 versus 1. You're not going to get your 1v1s. They will not give you a 1v1. It's just not going to happen.
Gonna take the bomb.
Oh, he's stretching it, trying to draw him out.
And it was almost like Prosper does hit those shots, but like you said, they just stacked, and then Fragout's behind
He's
them.
already come up. He realizes as soon as I know it, as soon as they call him, oh, they're both here because somebody's defusing, somebody's watching over. Fragout is running. He's like, here we go. I'm coming up. We're gonna 3v2
and then
them.
Right
we have the
Turtle
numbers.
are like, oh, they're peeking, shoot them, and it's just they're peeking on purpose because Fragout's just lurking behind you. You know, it's never free like that against Blackhand.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen them give the man advantage. Like,
No.
just they will always play. They will slow down just to wait for that third player to say, this is not a 2v2. It will be a 3v3. They will not let you fight them straight up. They will always give themselves an advantage, and that is how you play top-tier rogue company.
I agree, and I really think communication is something that we need to mention here. Blackhand, as we heard when we listened in, they're saying everything, every single comment. I actually have a feeling that Right Turtle are quiet in the camp right now, right? They don't. It hasn't been going well for them, and people aren't covering lanes for their teammates. They might be angry at each other. They need to reset.
Yeah, going into this one, this is not going as expected. Even if you thought Blackhand would win, you didn't think it would be this dominant. I mean, the Right Turtle is a team that you can almost never say they're going to go down this badly. They're not out of this yet. Again, even if they lose this one, it's a best of 5. They can still, they have another map to try to bounce back. Hopefully they'll get a little bit more momentum in this one to make it competitive. But here we go, post-plant situation, 3 versus 3. Prosperous just making sure he can clear out this spot because of that bomb plant. They may be able to see it from up there, and Emas taking so much damage. And now, oh, Delana being able to take down Drew, puts Emas in this tough spot, goes invisible to try to get the HP back, but he's now fallen to his teammates. Again, he decides we'll go back. We'll get the cover that I need, the support to be able to give us that 1v1, because on the other side of the map, it's Prosper against Fragout. So let's just take this 2v1. Let's take Emas out of the equation, and now it's just up to Fragout, who managed, or rather Prosper Logic, who has been avoided. Basically, I mean, just Fragout got out of there, and now the bomb blows up. They can't do anything.
Delana is just causing havoc right now. He made Drew 1 HP there, and when he made MS 1 HP there on Glimpse, and instead of killing him, he goes and kills Drew right behind him. So he's a force to be reckoned with. He makes one person weak. Sure, go invisible. You can run away. I'm just going to kill your teammate instead. You can't touch me.
Yeah, right there. As you're calling it, he does that damage. Knows at that point. He knows that EMS can't peek him again. So what does he do? I'll move on to the next one.
He is so good right now.
And the double peek,
and this is what it's about, right? This is actually what it's really about. It's cool and all being good all weekend, right? But where it really matters is in the winners final and the winners bracket. And Delena is showing his experience as a previous LAN MVP.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if they keep this momentum up, I'm not sure who's going to be able to stop them. Blvk just being absolutely dominant. And he's been spotted on mid, and they're playing for it. They're playing for it. That is the mid-round call. They say, oh, he's in tower. He's been revealed. They know exactly where he's out. They know how they can be aggressive and take him down. But Prosperlog's able to chime back, but that's the link. He's coming right back.
It's not even a joke anymore. These guys are so flipping good at this game.
Yeah, an immediate trade
it's
right there.
It's about to be 14-2
yeah.
in terms of round count.
Yeah, this is not looking good because they're just going to get that res, and this is going right back. You know,
I'm
like,
almost certain that none of Right Turtle is even going to be on the MVP screen at the end of this game.
It would be very unexpected if they weren't. Prosper having the DMR, this is going to be tough because they're coming at you. There's nothing you do. He's getting close range on you. He's got two people looking over, and we just saw a 7-0 into a 7-2. Right Turtle hasn't shown up yet. Where are they? Somebody check and see if they're at their computers because they're just not doing it.
You did say they were Turtles. Maybe they've had a slow start.
How slow is it going to be, GK?
I mean, slow and steady does win the race in history's past, but
they're not looking steady, GK.
They're
missing the second part. They just have the slow part. We're not sure when they're going to speed up, and they're certainly not steady. I mean, they've got to be a little shaky, if anything.
And you can see from the video here that they're feeling tense, you know. There's not a lot of energy in that room. Drew has not stopped staring at the screen right here. He is young, and things like this may hit him harder than the other two players, you know. He didn't have a great game, and MS didn't have a great game either. Prosper really just stayed at the back a lot of the time, so everything was off. They weren't really a team there, and they were just three players of great talent trying to make something happen without the communication needed.
Well, the thing is, I do agree that I think that they are underperforming, but Blvk, this is peak Blvk. This is it. They're not messing up. They're not making mistakes. You can look into a round and try to think like, oh, did they misplay that and they recovered? No, there was no need to recover. They have played everything to perfection. Again, these team fights, they do not give you the opportunity to get a 1v1. They will wait. They will fall back. They will do whatever they want. They will not give you that chance because they know those players are capable. You know, nobody on Right Turtle is not capable of winning those 1v1s, so don't give it to them.
You're right. And it just was clear from how they're playing is that they have no VODs up because Right Turtle actually had no idea what Blvk were doing, even though they're such an established team.
Those Dima ults.
Right, let's go into these replays. That Dima ult and the smoke to the left. This is a classic play on this map. Smoke one side and fight the guy planting the bomb.
I did love that.
And that happened every time. And this was a good play from Right Turtle, but we just didn't see enough of it, right?
Yeah.
And this is the final round. It was absolute bullying, to be honest with you. The tracker rounds made Glimpse useless.
Yeah, I mean, they just weren't missing. I mean, right there, just straight beaming the head of Drew up in that tower. To this point, what is Prosper supposed to do? Stuck between a rock and a hard place. You're not getting out of that. And they whip out the drum there just to let it happen. And we can see now MVPs, as you said, nobody from Right Turtle is up there. 2,500 damage from Delena. And that's what you expect, right? That's what you expect.
And even his teammates had great supporting roles there. And that's what I was about to say during the game, but so much was going on, is that Gonki and Fragout are playing their roles so well. And that's allowing Delena to do whatever he wants and have his confidence, knowing that his teammates are going to live and support him the entire time, right? So I really, really respect how Blvk are playing. They're playing towards their strengths, and their strengths is Delena.
Yeah, and I mean, on the other side, we talked about Drew needing to step up, and we saw right there on the scoreboard, 631 damage. And, I thought with the way that they were being dominated, a 7-2, that everybody was going to be a bit low. It wasn't. It was like 1,700, 1,800, 600. We talked about it, though. On that one, you can go back and you can say, yeah, Drew did 600 damage, 650. He was in a tough spot. We talked about it on the chalk. He kept having to go in and plant the bomb. They were not letting him out of sight. They were using utility. They were just not letting it happen. They're down 2-0. They've won 2 rounds in 2 maps, 7-0-7-2.
And I don't think anybody's to blame individually, like you said, because Drew was put in that position of trying to play his role. He was doing his role. It's just his teammates weren't doing their role with him, right? Maybe they were doing their roles by themselves, but not doing it with him. And they have to fix this up coming into the next game.
Yeah, and we are going to the next game, but not until a short break. So before map 3, relax, grab a drink. Hopefully it's a good one, and we'll see you when we get back. Welcome back, everybody. We have arrived here, but we're not so sure about Right Turtle, right? They haven't arrived back from the break, perhaps. Hopefully they have. And it's not looking so good for them, but it's not over. It's a best of 5. As we said, they can bounce back. But we talked off camera, and you're feeling like it's probably a wrap.
I do think it's probably a wrap. Like 7-0 is not something you bounce back from easily, and especially as you lose a second match and you only get 2 rounds. Like I said at the beginning of this, I think they're going to make a comeback in the grand finals, and they're going to come back way stronger. They need to win some games. They need to win some rounds. They need to get back in their flow, and this is not looking like the series for them.
Okay, well, if anybody else at home feels that way, we have another match going on. If you think this one's over, you want to go catch a different one, we have RCCS Rums Bandits over at twitch.tv/RCCS2, so you can watch that match if you want to see that. That's a best of 3, and it might be lasting longer than this best of 5.
It actually might, just in terms of rounds as well, and that's going to be a very, very competitive game. And potentially the fight for 3rd place, because these 2 teams that we're seeing are known to be the best teams in the game. So that match is really, really important in terms of who moves forward and the prize pool, right? That's a prize pool game right there.
Yeah, and as we go over and take a look at these maps, we're going to see what we're moving into next. Icarus. That's a map where I do think it's unlikely we're going to see like a 7-0. Right? I mean, it's close quarters. This is where Emesh shines, these close quarter combat situations. We've talked about it before. This is their strength. However, they're down bad. Delena's popping off. Gronky and Frag are holding their own very well. They're playing very well as a unit. Can they bounce back? Can they get that 3rd map? I want to say yes. I want to have faith. I don't want the 3-0. I want to see a little bit of competition here. We've already seen a ban come in, and it's the same bans, right? We got a Fixer, we got a Lancer. You're out of here. You're not coming through. And now we get to see what they're going to pick, and I expect it to be somewhat similar to what we've been seeing.
I think we're going to see Ronin on this.
Scorch?
Scorch probably, but Dima maybe. Dima's very good as well on this map, and Dahlia for the trophies. Something around that. This Vi pick, I'm not so sure about it. I'm not so sure. It's a non-lethal character, right? So I'm not sure entirely. You know there's going to be a Scorch on the other side of the map, so that could be against them here.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, that Molotov's out, right? It's just your poisons that are going to be able to do anything. And Drew's back on the chalk, but this one's a little bit different because this is one of those close quarters. You need to bust in there. You need to take those fights. This isn't just to get a plant. This is that normally you want to get something with that ability. I hope we see Drew come alive. I hope he's not put in those tough situations, right? Like, that's got to be frustrating. You get to the end of the game, you see that you have 650 damage, and you feel like you actually never had the chance to shoot your gun. Right. You never had that chance because you were playing your role. You were doing what you're supposed to, but then it makes you look bad. Then you get frustrated, and when you're that young, that's got to play a toll, right? You need that experience, the veteran leadership to look over and say, Drew, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. Bounce back. Don't let that bring you down because we need you to step up. You can't get in your own head. And right here we can say they are stacking. Blackhand is decided. Let's go towards B because if they head there, we're going to shut them down.
And what Delena's done here is he's bought tear gas and he's going to force the team to absolutely leave. Otherwise they'll have to stand behind the tear gas for 10 seconds. Actually, they won't get out scot-free. The Link is with the Scorch, which is very, very safe. And he will not get back up, unfortunately. Oh, it's looking tight already. A 3v2 situation. Chakot has been burnt off. And Right Turtle are going to flip the map around and plant at A instead of B, which is a great play, but they've lost their Scorch on the way, and we all know how the retakes work, and that's why Delena chooses Vi for the classic poison on inner, one person to watch outer, and defuse that bomb for
free.
They're
already sticking it. They're trying to 2v1. They're trying to stop that bomb play. They do manage to take down Fraga, who's defusing, but then Link's on it, so they're just potentially coming right back up, and there they go. They clean it up. They land the shots, and it is going to be 1-0 for Blackhand here on map 3, Icarus.
And these guys are getting toxic now. Blackhand are bringing out the emojis, they're bringing out the emotes, and they're dancing on them, saying, come on, get some rounds, boys. Every time that Blackhand wins a round, it goes to the tally, and you know they're thinking about this tally, right? 15-2 at the moment, right?
15-2, GK. I like that you're keeping up with
I'm keeping
because I'd have to do the math in my head, and that's going to be hard for me. It's never my strong suit, GK. Never been math, you know? I can remember what happened in rounds. History is pretty good. The guy needs a memory. The math, that's going to be you all day.
I got you. My A-level results will not agree, but
I don't know what that is, so you know, just
sorry, my bad, UK lingo right there.
The A-level, that sounds legit. A-level, I trust you.
As long as it sounds legit, because I didn't do very well in them.
Oh, okay, yeah. A-level, I like that. Now let's get to see if we get some A-level plays coming out from Right Turtle. See what I did there, because right now we're definitely getting more of like C-, maybe D level, and they might even be trending towards the F level at this point. They need some more rounds, and on this map, they haven't got one yet, but we're only on round 2, so let's see what's going to happen.
Right, and what we're seeing here, let's go into this a little bit, that the link on right turtle is actually going to be not Drew this time.
And Drew falls.
And he falls as I say that.
And they can't link him.
Am I
right
cursed?
there.
Like, as I said that, and I delayed it a little bit as well, and that's going to be both of them down and out for the count, leaving Emes by himself alone. Oh, must be so frustrating. I couldn't even get my words out for a second, and then as soon as I did, he went down.
Yeah.
It's so unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, it's been brutal. Again, Blackhand, it's the change of pace. Like, they are not playing standard in a single round. They pushed. They literally took the pick they saw it, and they said, we got to get these kills. Even though we know somebody else is there, it's probably not going to be with Emes. Emes left to his own, and there's 3 players. Again, they're not separating.
That must be so annoying.
It has to be. I would be frustrated.
You get killed, and then 3 players are running on your body afterwards. You can't do anything because it's 3 of them, so it's not really your fault. But as a team, it is, right?
Oh, it has been all smiles for Blackhand. Every time I cut to them, I mean, Fragout is still decently stoic, but the other 2, oh, they're smiling after every round. They're giggling a little bit. I mean, they're just having a merry old time because why not, right? I mean, it was a 16-2, right?
Yeah, it's a lot. And it's nice to see a little smile on Gronky's face for once, you know.
Because he's normally
he's
pretty...
normally locked in,
Yeah.
and he's telling the guy, stop messing around. And it's nice to see Delana actually just having fun. And that's when he's absolutely at his best, when he can... It's slightly trolling, but... He's so good at countering people when they try and kill him when he is trolling. He actually gets picks because of it, and that's when he's in his best, in his element.
I'm starting to question.
Oh
I mean,
my.
these shots, they're not missing. They're simply not missing. And again, as soon as they get that first pick, they're like, okay, we're going. Now, did they expect 2 this time? I don't think so. Fragout overextends. They're able to finish that kill. Finally, we have that man advantage going here for them. But they push through. They down 2. And Gronky clutches it up 3 to 0. That. Oh, I thought that round was going the way of right turtle for sure. But Gronky said, no, you're not getting on the board.
Oh my, and what happened there is that the tear gas won them that round, really, because it stopped the pinch from behind, and that's so unfortunate. And he said, unacceptable, MS. That's what Fragout was saying, unacceptable. They are friends outside of this, and that's why he's saying that. He said, I expected way more. I want more competition. Although this is great content for everyone at home in terms of this whitewash is pending once again, for those in the booth, they've been sleeping. They've been thinking about this. They thought this was going to be so much harder.
Yeah, this is not what anybody expected. I mean, no matter how good you think Blackhand is, you have to respect the players on Right Turtle. I mean, they are super capable, super experienced, and they've won, right? They've won events before, but this is a different experience on lane. Finally, they tried to break through. They said, we're just going to go, and they are able to take that one, but the link is there. They get right back up, and now Drew, he's not getting back up. So that man advantage you got, it's been completely reversed. 2 versus 3 now, favoring the defensive side of Blackhand. They have full side control. Even if you get this rotation, we're going to be right behind you. We know that we are going to be able to try to take these fights. We're confident in being able to win them, so we're not worried at all.
Oh, this is coming up to a 4-0 situation, and Delana already knows that there's nobody on the A site here. He knows that Dahlia is lurking in their spawn, and something I want to mention here is that...
Oh, that's big. That's big. They needed that. But Delana's right on the flank, and they're too low. He clutches up again. They simply can't, and that's that man advantage, right? Yeah, you take down the 2. Well, we had 3, and they did enough damage. I'm going to come around to Delana, and I'm going to finish this.
And let's talk about the man advantage. Who brought it on the team? It's Gronky. He watched over his Scorch as the res was coming back and got the trade on the Chak, right? And actually, what I'm seeing here today is the real Gronky, the Gronky that we all know and love. He is falling into that rogue that he's playing. He is locked in. He's not been playing other rogues a lot this weekend. And we had a conversation at the beginning of the weekend saying, like, you're at your best when you play one rogue and you become a nerd for it. You know every single aspect of it. And actually, the best Dahlia on the map right now and for the last 2 maps has been Gronky.
Yeah,
and that's insane.
That is insane because it's that we've been saying it all along. That's Prosper's bread and butter. I mean, that's what he does. That's who he is on the map. Well, right now, he's not standing at all up against what Gronky's bringing to the table. This time, they finally decide to go A. I was thinking it last round. Will they go A? Will they finally try something different? Because this is not working at B. They get the free plant, but again, all the utility here coming from a buy, and they've staggered it. They've staggered it. So if you're trying to push in, I mean, is anybody on the bomb, though? Because this is something needed. I just hear it. They just tapped it. Do they have enough time? Is this going to happen? Nemes comes over the top, gets taken down. Do they get to
so
they
much
finally
damage
do remove the player from the bomb, but they're just taking these fights. They're willing to
so
do it.
Much
Able to
the
drop it down,
res.
and it's going to be the last player, and they're not going to be able to do it.
Delana is so good at this game. Oh my gosh, like the way he peeks that. He forces the enemy to jump on him thinking that he's by himself, but he's track-arounding them. He's poisoning them. He's tear-gassing them. He kills one, and he hits 150, and he hits 160.
They're taking
65.
selfies, GK.
Of course
they
they
took
are.
selfies.
Of course they are.
They're waiting to the last second. I mean, this is trolling.
Is this a
at
public
the
game?
max.
Is this a public game?
It looks like
it's
it.
about
Looks like
to
a
be
pub.
5-0.
Oh my, this is absolutely insane. Is that quick math here? Correct me. Is that 19? Is that 19 too?
4 plus the 14. It's gonna be 19.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 19. Yeah. I think they. Oh, we're going in for a black hand listening. This is gonna be exciting. Let's go.
Pistol too? Like, I'm about to be bugging. Yo, do I invest in Blaster for the first time in my life?
I got two MPs.
Get energized. Oh no, get replenish. No. Trust. No,
I have
no,
a 40
trust.
bullet LMP.
It doesn't matter.
Listen, if I die to replenish, I'll say you were right in the future. But
I bought replenish.
You're dumb. You have a 30 bullet mag.
I had a 20 bullet mag until this round.
Hold it, Fred. Hold the tear gas. Get ready.
No
Nothing. Don't throw it.
Just Dahlia. Pick your EMP up next to
Dahlia
the
just went back A. I just saw her roll.
All right, pick up your EMP. I mean,
Yeah,
trophy. Yeah.
I mean, I have 2 each.
I fake left B really quick. I don't trust that.
They're already planning.
Okay, that's good.
Bombs armed.
He probably has.
has no more
Listen,
armor?
we have to waste the util first. I have 2 EMPs for
He
him.
doesn't have any trophies.
Oh my God, he sold.
I hit 91.
trap.
I hit 91.
I'm
You guys should go on.
blinded. I EMP'd it.
Let's get long, quick,
I
quick. Two of them long, two of them long.
Hurt.
All three long, aping it.
I'm defusing.
Yeah, defuse.
5, 4. I'm getting shot. I got him.
All dead. Let's go. Get on it.
I'm defusing
There we
the
go.
Let's go. One round. What are we doing offense?
I can fight.
Chalk scored.
I know that, but like, what's the play?
Well done.
Bro, I say we hit him with the.
Oh my! I mean, they tried something different there on the attack. They get the bomb down for free, and then they decide, you know what? Let's just take long. We haven't done that yet because we know they're going to util dump, right? They're going to take that buy, and they're going to fill the cut. They're going to fill short. So let's try long. To get it anyway.
I'm actually laughing over here, Heartbreaker. That was the funniest thing ever. They planted the bomb and Frank actually said, okay, good. He said, okay, good. Now we can just do our process and win. And the comms were so funny there. Like, they're so casual. They're so upbeat. They're just having a laugh. He said, buy replenish. And he goes, no, I'm not going to buy replenish. I'll buy it if I die. And, you know, all that kind of thing.
20-2, GK.
20-2. 20-2. And
could it be 21-2?
I mean, probably. Did you hear what Delana said? Gorky said, what are we going to do on attack? And he goes, oh, scorch track. And Gorky said, yeah, I know that, bro. But, like, what's our actual game plan? And they're saying that at 6-0. They're saying, what's the game
They're
plan?
not letting off. There is no letting off the gas in this situation. They want the 7-0. At this point, you're so close to it. Get another 7-0. Absolutely land another 7-0. The comp's looking very familiar, right? We got the Scorch, we got the Chalks, we got the Ronins, and of course the Dahlias. I don't know the last time I didn't see a Dahlia on the map.
I just don't know. My heart is split, Heartbreaker, you know. No pun intended. I want the EU boys to do well, but I love great gameplay, and Blackhand is literally the best team in the game
They've
right
stacked
now.
the wrong site. Well, they haven't actually, because these two players are looking there, but as soon as the noise is made over towards A, I think that they're going to hit this. Delana may be going for a bit of just like a lurk plant soon as Frag Out goes in there, makes that noise, makes itself known, but they have managed, because they threw that dagger over towards B, to now rotate 2 players over to A on the side of Black Turtle.
And even
I'm sorry,
for us,
Black Turtle, right Turtle.
And even for us who can see both teams, it's confusing. We don't know what Blackhand want to do here. They have so many playbooks at their disposal. We can't even tell what they want to do, and we can see all 3 of them, right?
You know what's crazy to me is I really thought they were just going to try to bully for the 7-0. I did. I thought that they were going to just see a rush and it was going to happen.
Right.
But no, right out the gate, it's not even like the dagger was thrown first. It didn't matter. Blackhand had already decided we're going to go for this play. You're going to lurk over there with the bomb, see if anybody gets aggressive. You're going to poke out towards that B. That's a good counter nade to force them back off, and they haven't really budged yet, but they are looking in the wrong direction, right? 2 are lurking in that over towards the A side. They're not too close, and now finally he's going in. We don't know if anybody's watching it quite yet.
I think I did see EMS was close.
He did go nearby. He's definitely going to hear the plant, and he's there. I think he's spotted. He's going to throw the molly one stage to fight, but he's already pushed off. You have to win this, and he does. EMS does take down Delana. Rotations are coming in, but from middle, they are being taken down. This is now down to just the Scourge for the attacking team. Frag Out, the only one left for Blackhand, and they will get on the round 3, 20-3.
And that's going to help for the grand finals at the end. Now, this is what Riot Turtle are playing for here. They're playing for a bit of self-esteem, a bit of confidence for when they go.
They're playing for a map 3, GK.
I mean, you mean map 4, and I'm not sure that's going to happen here. This has gone way too far and out of hand for Blackhand. They're just absolutely dominating.
Yeah, they are. I mean, that one round, they're probably not even thinking like, oh, they can come back into this. There's no way. They have the blinders on. They're still thinking 100% Blackhand is just like, we have this. We have this, no doubt. We made a mistake. How do we adjust? We go in there and we close this one out.
And the funniest thing is they're not even trolling. They're still going to be the same serious thing that they've been having the whole rest of this game. It's going to be, okay, they're not going to say, oh, let's stop messing around. No, they're going to just continue what they're doing in the same mentality and the same aggression and, you know, and the same planning. And once again, it's going to work out for them. They're going to get the bomb down easily.
And they had the Scorch go in this time because what did they throw last time? They threw the Molotov in. And Emas getting so aggressive, not ready for Delana to be out here on the platform and takes him down. And honestly, the reason I think I said 3 maps is because it just felt like 3 maps. It has been so quick with how this has been played out that it feels like it. Yeah. And now Emas gets back up, is immediately knocked again, and they're just being so aggressive. This is it. It's over. That is all that she wrote. 21-3 in overall round count. That is, I mean, you can't say it enough. That is disappointing. It's a letdown. Whatever way you want to put it, that is not what you expect. Right, Turtle? You can be as veteran as you want. You can just have that experience to bounce back. That one stings.
Honestly, I feel deflated for them, you know. Being EU, I know what it feels like to have traveled this far. That was an 8-hour flight, 8.5-hour flight potentially for MS, and all that way to really get disrespected, you know. You have to go home back.
You do have to call that disrespect.
It was disrespect, and you have to go back home to these figures at some point. You know, we're all going to be talking about what's happened here today, and oh my, it's just, I know our job is to speak, but I'm actually lost for words, Heartbreaker.
I mean, you have to think when you go back home, and they're not out with it. We have to talk about this, right? Everybody watching, they're not done. They go down to the lower bracket. There are still matches to be played, and then if they bounce back, they could get this rematch. Now, if they get the rematch, they have to come in as a new team. You can't bring what you just brought in because that was not good at all. We talked about it. It was a disappointment. And now I want to know what the desk thinks about that match.
That was a match, wasn't it? A best of 5 that barely gets off the ground. Blackhand absolutely run over Right Turtle in this one, and you saw it there at the end. Frag out letting us all know. Yeah, you won 3 rounds. 3 rounds over the course of 3 games. We have not seen that lopsided of a set all weekend long, and it happened in the winners bracket semifinal. In the semifinals of this tournament, one of the most anticipated matchups. Blackhand show us just how dominant they are.
They most certainly did. And honestly, we saw the first ever 7-0 occur yesterday. The last thing I thought is that we were going to see another one here today. Absolutely insane. But I got to say, I loved the Vi pick coming out from Blackhand here on Icarus. And they absolutely popped off using it. It was absolute control and absolute domination of every single site that they came across. And again, just being able to come through not just on defense, but on the offensive side as well. And who can even talk about this match without talking about Delana? Hashtag Delana don't die. I don't know how many times we got to say it, but they, again, are popping off. And not to mention, I even talked to Frag out earlier today before we got into this matchup. They said that they had completely prepared. They even went to bed early. You know how sus it is when a gamer tells you they went to bed early?
Yeah, but that's still probably what, like 4 a.m. something. For us gamers, like early is what, 3 in the morning.
All I know is that if a gamer tells me they're going to bed early, it's because they're planning to slay the next day.
Yeah, and they did. This Blackhand team looks near unstoppable. They'll move themselves on, of course, to the grand finals later on today. Yeah, if you are a Right Turtle fan, go ahead and cover your screen now because this is brutal at the end of this one. Double-digit elims for everyone on Blackhand, and nobody broke 5 for Right Turtle. So if you're Right Turtle, moving forward now, you got to play another set. You got to play another best of 5. In your mind, you're a player. You just come off a set like that. You need Prosper, I think, to step up now and talk to these guys and say, look, it is time to take a breather. We've got a matchup up against Aerial Arise, who 2-0'd Rome's Bandits to move on to the losers final. So we'll get Right Turtle versus Aerial Arise for a shot up against Blackhand there in the finals. This has got to be a big moment, though, for Prosper, I imagine, to talk to his team and settle him down after a set like that.
Not just that, but this is a big moment for Aerial Arise as well. Remember, Aerial Arise was the team that was the closest to taking out Blackhand. Yep. They have gotten closer than anybody here so far. They took them to a Game 3 yesterday, nearly winning. So again, this is Aerial Arise's chance to try and take it to Right Turtle to try and make it back into the grand finals.
Blackhand, right?
in order to get a little bit of revenge.
My goodness, the storylines abound here. The storyline in this one, Blackhand all day. You blinked, you missed it. We're like an hour into broadcast, and our first best of 5 is done. Delana, the man at the front of the action there in Game 3, standing by for the post-game interview.
I said I'm joined here with Delana, the man himself. Okay, we need to talk. Yesterday, it looked a little shaky. You got in the best of 3, you got to the last game, 6-6 versus RCCS, and it really felt like a coin toss of who was going to go through to this stage right here. Then you come in today, and it is the biggest dominant performance we've seen out of anybody. What happened? What was the difference between yesterday and today for you?
Yesterday, I just played horrible, like the first 2 maps. Bad the third one. I was making bad decisions. Like, it was just a fluke yesterday. This is how we're supposed to play every day.
And I mean, why was it such a disparity? Because we saw RCCS go up against Right Turtle, and Right Turtle won. So why were RCCS able to have such a better impact against you than Right Turtle? Was it just because yesterday was a fluke for you, or which team are you more afraid to go against in this next stage?
It was more of like a fluke, but like they match up better against us compared to Right Turtle.
All right, what is it about those playstyles you think match up better?
They just played our comp, try to just 3v3 us, and that's just easier to win like some rounds.
I remember you saying in your other interview, if you play us our game, you don't win. We just do it better. We're unstoppable. No one's found the formula to beat you. And as we're about to go into break and get into the next matches, you've got a little bit of a breather before you do anything else. We're going to see RCCS versus Right Turtle to see who's going to play you in the grand finals of this. I'm going to throw it to a break now. We'll be back with more action very soon.